You must have heard the saying that a silent man is wise until he or she opens his mouth. Why? Because when you are silent, or when anyone is silent, it's assumed you have a lot in the inside of you. And then when you open your mouth, you're either going to confirm that wisdom in the inside of you, or you're going to disabuse that fact that you are not wise. Why? Because silence is very, very important. Your ability to know when to talk, your ability to know when to listen, your ability to know when not to talk is important in making you who you are. It shows us your level of maturity. You must have heard this saying that silence is the best answer to a fool. Well, that is just a derogatory statement that might not be correct. But that's not what we want to talk about today. I want to talk about when to be silent. Most times we'll have everything in the inside of us to respond, to talk, to just prove our point. But in the real sense, it is not always correct. It's not always right for you to respond immediately. So we want to look at areas or situations where you should be silent, because it is going to be very, very beneficial and helpful to you. The first one is this: in the heat of anger, do not speak. Do not open your mouth, rather be silent. Because in the heat of anger, if you open your mouth, you might say things that you might regret later. It is important you know this. There's no two ways about it. You can see people say a lot of things in that heat of anger, and later they begin to regret it. It can be insultive, it can be derogatory, it can be demeaning, it can be anything at that point of anger. So when you are angry, I will advise you to do what? To keep silent. Another time we should keep silent is when we are very emotional. It is important you control your mouth and stop from speaking. Keep silent at that point. Keep silent at that time. It is going to help you, because mostly if you cannot control your emotion, you might end up hurting yourself or hurting those people you want to respond to. Most of us, we tend to be judgmental from a sided story. You just hear a side of a story and you want to respond. It is important you do this. When you don't know the full story, you've not heard the full story, you don't understand the full story, it is better for you to be what? To be silent. And also, when your words will hurt people, when your words will destroy people, when your word will hurt their ego, it is important to do what? To be silent. Or when the response that will come from you will be shouting and maybe be dramatic, it is important to do what? You control yourself and be what? Be silent. Well, most times it is not easy for us to do this, especially when there are a lot of things, a lot of pressure, a lot of challenges, a lot of misunderstanding. We tend to respond instantly. But if you can control yourself, a man that can control his speech, a woman that can control her mouth is mature and can achieve a lot. Most importantly, if your words will destroy a bond, if your words will destroy a relationship, if your words will break homes, if your word will hurt people, it is important to do what? Be silent. Your ability to know when to speak and when not to speak is very, very important in your communication skill. Most importantly, you should try and enhance your listening skills, because if you have very good listening skills, you're going to control what comes out of your mouth. And if you can control that, there is nothing that you cannot achieve, and there is nothing you cannot influence. Remember, watch what you say. Don't just open your mouth and say things because they come to your mind. If you can control your words, you're going to achieve a lot. We're going to stop here for now. We're going to see you in our next video.